Kumekuwa na mjadala kubwa sana taifa kuhusu vijana ambao wanasemekana wamepotea. Ni kweli kama vile Inspector General of Police amesema ya kwamba kama idara ya polisi hakuna there is no policy, yani hakuna policy yoyote yenye tunayo kama serikali ya kusema mtu atashikwa apotee, na katiba haiwezi kubali. Katiba inasema mtu akishikwa kwa masaa 24 lazima afikishwe kotini, na idara ya polisi imesema wazi ya kwamba hakuna mtu tumemshika na hatujampeleka kotini. Kwa hivyo ningetaka kuhakikishia Wakenya, sisi kama serikali tuna vitu mbili ambayo tunakubaliana. Ya kwanza ni kwamba idara ya polisi kama vile katiba inasema lazima iwachiwe nafasi yao kufanya kazi independently bila kushurutishwa na waziri ama rais ama naibu wa rais ama mtu yoyote. The police is under command of the Inspector General and they will do their work independently, and we will support the independence of our police service to do their work independently. And therefore we will never allow a situation where any of us will direct Inspector General of Police of National Police Service on how to do their work, because they have been professionally given that mandate in the Constitution to make sure that they keep our country safe. And as such, when the National Police Service says they do not hold any person and have not arrested any person, we believe so, and it's our duty as the executive to support them. Number two, we want to say that we will continue upholding the rule of law. And I want to request the families, the neighbors, the friends of the people who have been, who are said to be unaccounted for, to report that information to the police, and we will support the police to make sure that they do thorough investigations to establish the whereabouts of those citizens. Not in any way stop doing our work, because it's our duty to make sure that we keep the country and the citizens safe. And I want to assure you that it is in the interest of our nation that we keep a focus on the Constitution. You know, many people are accusing President Ruto unfairly. Since President Ruto took reins of office, of power, there is no single citizen who has been killed by police, or there has never been a policy of killing people the way we used to see bodies in River Yala and some others in River Tana and others in national parks. Since he took office for 2 years, no person has been killed in the pretext of finding justice by anybody working with the police. And that policy will continue. Instead of celebrating the progress that our president has made for 2 years, we are finding every fault to accuse him, even on things that does not concern him. Let the people who have been arrested or who are lost, let their families report, and I promise you, as your cabinet secretary, we will make sure that we support the police to do thorough investigations and to establish the whereabouts of those individuals. That Independent Police Oversight Authority is also doing its own investigations, and we must support them, and we will give them the resources they require to make sure that our country is safe. We will not harm people because they hate us. No, we do not. That is, there is no policy for harming people for hating you. We will, those who commit crimes like the violating the Cyber Crimes Act, we will make sure that they are brought before the courts of law. And there are so many. We are arresting all kind of criminals in Kenya who have done worse things, killed people, murderers, and all that. We will bring them before justice. There is only a small caution I want to make. As a country, we must make a choice. We must make a choice of the kind of generation we are growing. I find it very funny and very unfortunate that we as leaders, including church leaders, we are glorifying the things that this generation is doing, a few of our children are doing on social media. Sometimes the things that are very unfortunate, you know, trying to portray very bad images and silhouettes and all those kind of things. And yet we are all glorifying and saying it doesn't matter, you do it again. Even as we do our part as government to make sure that fairness and justice is seen to be done, I want to request society, let's hold hands together to guide our children in the right path, because that is our duty. Is as parents. I really pity the future generation, because some of us who are parents now, in our generation, not the generation of the speaker, in our generation, tumewacha responsibilities and our children are bosses unto themselves. I think it's important, like the Bible says, we guide our children in the right path so that they may be able to also grow a future generation that makes Kenya a country that we must be proud of. Let me tell you as a last statement, Mr. Speaker, if, you know, many of these people who have traveled, they glorify countries like US, Australia, Europe. Those countries are extremely strict in the application of cyber laws, and in fact in the use of social media. They are extremely strict in their own countries. They protect their children against pornography. They protect them against bad language. They protect them against social misfits. They protect them against all kind of evil. But when we come here thinking that we are actually borrowing from them, we are extremely reckless in how we protect our citizens from social misuse of social media. I think time has come that we should revisit that law again as executive and as parliament to make sure that we apply even more stricter rules to protect our children and our country from these bad social behaviors, so that we can take our country forward.
Social media is a very good medium of communication, but it's also a bad medium if we abuse it. Those people who are hell-bent on not using but abusing social media are committing crimes against non-written law that is enforceable. And we want to ensure that Kenya lives decently. Recently I was in Australia, and while we were there, the government of Australia passed a law to prohibit children under 16 from accessing social media, to protect their morals, to protect them from social perverts, to protect them from sexual predators, and all other people hell-bent on corrupting society. Kenya may not want to go that route, but we want to urge every Kenyan to be responsible, to wish anybody death